Hi everybody, it's Webby here. Hope you're all doing well. Just a little update on what's going on the podcast, really. So, as you're aware, the last episode that we did with Alex and Stunty went down really, really well. Really, really enjoyed it. It was a really, really good show. Probably the best show we've done in quite a while. Now, as you are aware, as you may be aware, if you listen to the last show, there's only me and Darren who are on scheduled every single week, and I'm struggling to get a third. Now, obviously, I do have Peebs and Stunty and Dan who can come on every so often. However, they're not guaranteed. So I'm really, really busy wearing away in the background trying to find a third, trying to find guests. Things are happening in the background. You know, this is what people don't understand, right? When you're running a podcast, it's not just record, edit, bang it out. You're doing stuff nearly every day, thinking about news, games played, trying to find guests, etc. So that's what I'm really trying to make things happen at the moment. Now, because of last week's show was so good, we did get an extra 2 patrons. So big thank you to the 2 patrons that joined this week. So big thank you to you. So now up to 28 Patreons, which is awesome. So now I'm up to 28 patrons. There should be a little bit of money in the kitty now for me to start doing things exclusive for the patrons in the way of giveaways. So starting from next week, I'm going to start running a giveaway. So I haven't got the exact details ready yet. However, because there's 28 of you who are Patreon subscribers, you've got a 1 in 28 chance of receiving something in a giveaway, which I'll do once a month starting from next week. So that'll be, Xbox credit, PlayStation credit, or something like that, or maybe I'll give away a game or something like that, just to show my appreciation for those of you who are generous enough to subscribe, which is absolutely fantastic. So a big thank you to all you patrons who are currently subscribing. So I'm going to give you all a shout out, all 28 of you. Wesley, Bill, Brian, John Smith, Shaun, John Levett, Ryan O'Kane, Strokey, Jason Adams, Paul Hicken, David Fairchild, Nick Wilson, Shaun, Elliot Hanton, Craig Wood, Matthew Kelly, Daz Poz, Anthony Johnson, Luke Cobby, Leon, Daniel Twinn, Dodo, Eric DeHaan, Ben Ansell, Robin Fahy, James Bartlett, Edwin, and Tacoman. So for those of you that aren't aware, though, if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, obviously I'll do bang on about paying a $5 a month. But you can also subscribe for a year at a time. If you so wish, you get a 10% discount if you do that. So that is another option for you. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about as well is, obviously I've been back in the country for a couple of weeks now. I've been on my Xbox a hell of a lot. And I have noticed that not many of you are really gaming very much online these days. I would like to see more community engagement if possible. So give me some ideas of what I can do. Obviously, I'm talking in the Discord every day. I've kind of fallen off Twitter a little bit. However, I still check it daily. And Facebook, the group, has a lot of members, but there isn't really a lot of chit chat in there. So, give me times, dates, or when you want to, or when you mainly game. We can set up some sessions, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. I don't really mind the platform because I've got them all. So that's really, really cool. So, we did have a very successful few weeks doing the Wreckfest Gamer Nights. I would like to do some more Gamer Nights in the near future. However, everyone seems to be spread out onto so many different games, or just blatantly just refuses to play anything these days. I don't understand it. There's a lot of games out there. Perhaps they might not be to your taste, but what I have noticed with the community is it's got to the point where I'll mention, oh, let's play, I don't know, Call of Duty or Battlefield or Gran Turismo or Forza, some of those big games, and then people will be like, oh, I don't want to buy it. Oh, I don't want to install it onto my hard drive. It's too big. You know, there's always an excuse. Yeah. And I'm becoming a little bit despondent with the community now, to be honest. You know, I'm putting in so much effort. I don't think people realise how much effort I put into trying to sort out gaming sessions with people, but no one just seems to be interested these days. And I just don't get it. You know, so many games are multi-platform. You've got Rocket League as a prime example. You know, there's all that. There is a lot of good games out there, but people just don't seem to be willing to set aside some time to engage and game with the community anymore. You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. You know, I've been online. You know, especially the last couple of weeks, and I've seen no fucker online on the Xbox, and most people in the community have got Xboxes. And when I do see them online, they're watching Netflix. You know, so I just want to know what's happening with the community at the moment, because I'm getting a little bit despondent with it. You know, there isn't very many. You know, there isn't very many people joining the discussions on Discord. It always just seems to be the same 5 to 8 people. Facebook is pretty much dead, and Twitter is pretty much dead. You know, and then when I ask for feedback or questions on the podcast as well, there just doesn't seem to be anything there. You know, so I just want to know, you know, what people's thoughts are. If you're still even, I mean, if you're not watching this, you're not listening to the show, but just let me know your thoughts, feedback on what you would like to see. You know, because at the end of the day, especially the Patreons, you know, you're paying for extra content, and you know, and I'm glad that you feel that the content that's being produced is worth paying for. You know, I think that's absolutely fantastic. You know, I went for over 10 years paying out the arse to produce a show which took up a lot of my time. You know what I mean? I still haven't made that money back, but I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love. I love producing content. Yeah. So just let me know what I can do better. Don't say I'll put out every show for free, because that's not going to happen. You know, I'm kind of in two minds whether, you know, what I can do extra for the patrons at the moment. You know, I have conversations with people on social media, and they're banging on at me. Oh, you know, I don't want to pay a £5 a month. So you know, and in my mind, you're basically saying, well, it's not worth it to you, and that's fine. You know, if the content to you isn't worth £5 a month, then that's fair enough. But I'm getting to the point where pretty soon I'm probably just going to cancel the free feed and just make the show Patreon only. That is an idea that I'm floating around at the moment. You know, so I want to know people's thoughts on that as well. You know, because if I move it all to Patreon, I won't have any costs for hosting. I'll just have the costs for the website, and that's it. So all the rest of the money that the patrons give me, I can put more money into either producing more content and doing some more giveaways. Yeah. So, you know, there's lots of ideas being spun at the moment in my mind on what I want to do with the show. But at the moment, just, you know, I think people should just know that I am feeling very despondent at the moment, you know, with the community as a whole, just because there's that lack of communication from people. And it, you know, I look back in previous years, people were very, very communicative. You know, there was a lot of banter going on, you know, and I think, and I really like the Discord. I'd like to see more conversations in Discord. I'd like to see more people join in, to be fair. You know, that's what the podcast is about. It's about community and gaming together and having a good laugh, etc. So that's all I'm going to say on the matter anyway. Just so people are aware on my thoughts and feelings and what's going on at the moment. I am still working hard in the background. I'm hoping I get another guest on for this week's show, but nothing is ever guaranteed. So we will see what happens. But anyway, I hope you don't feel too down on watching my video or listening to me on the podcast feed. But the show is carrying on. There's no plans on cancelling it at the moment, so don't worry about that. It's just I'm just thinking of ideas on how to improve the show and what to do in the future. Oh, And before I go, one more thing, which am going to be doing from next Patreon episode is, as everyone is aware, on the Patreon week, I put out a segment of the show onto the free feed, and this past week's show I put an hour out of the 2.5 hours worth of content onto the free feed. A few of the patrons have messaged me and said that they think it's too much. They want to get their money's worth, and I agree. Yeah, so there's still going to be the free week, which is going to be a full show, but on the Patreon weeks, the free section is going to be a maximum of 20 minutes now, and that is it. So that's from feedback, and I completely agree with it, and it'll save me money on hosting costs as well. So that's going to happen going forward. So yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, listening. It's been super awesome to chat to you. And I'll see you Sunday, 8:30 p.m, twitch.tv/Webby360G, or listen on the feed. Catch you later.